The way that you control what you can print out in Microsoft Project is by using your page setup options. We'll find those page setup options under the File menu and down near Page Setup. Now, depending on what view you're looking at, you will have different tabs available for you. We'll go through each one of these tabs in detail. In our Page tab, we can determine the orientation of our page, portrait or landscape, and that will also help us to put more information on a page. In most cases, landscape will be the one that we want to default to. Scaling allows us to adjust the size of the text in the printed format so that we can get more printable text on a page. If you are finding that your information is just ever so slightly bleeding onto the next page, you may want to adjust your scaling so that it fits nicer on one page. As well, you can identify which paper size that you're going to be working with. We can identify and adjust the top, bottom, left, and right margins of our page, as well as determine whether or not we want a border around the printed documents. We can also place in a header that will appear at the top of every page. Here we've got a default of the project title to be placed at the top of every page, and it gives you a preview of what it looks like in our preview bar. You can also include some other more common information, as well as working with the left and the right areas of the page as well. Similarly, if you want to attach a footer to the bottom of every page, this is the tab that you would assign that information to. Our Legend tab is not available in our task usage view. It's only available in our graphical formats. And we'll take a look at the Gantt chart just to see how the legend shows up. Our View tab is available in the task usage views and in the resource usage view. It allows you to determine whether or not you would like to print totals at the end of rows and at the bottom of columns in order to provide a summation of the costs or time usage of the particular resource. Once I've made my selection, I can click Preview to get a good idea of what I'm looking at. I can scroll through my print preview by clicking on my right pointing arrow. On my final page here, I see the totals that have been calculated for each row of my project. And as I scroll up and down, I get a good view of these. As well as if I use my downward pointing arrow to page down throughout my information, you can see that there are other pieces of information attached, and in my final columns, I have the summations of all the time worked for each resource. If I'm satisfied with this information, I just simply click Print, and my view is printed. If I close that, my print preview is also closed. We'll take a look at the Gantt chart and the printing options that we have there via Page Setup, because this allows me to have the Legend tab available to me. And what the Legend tab does is that it controls the content and the alignment of the information that will appear in the legend on every printed page. If we want to see what this looks like, let's take a look at Print Preview, and what you're controlling with the Legend tab is this information that I'm mousing over right down here. So it helps you identify what the viewer will be seeing visually on your Gantt charts or your network diagrams. So you can see that printing your information out of Microsoft Project is extremely simple. It's only taken us 2 movies to go through it. So it's something that is very, very easy and quite quick to do in order to share your information with others.